Okay guys, it's time for another one of these Habs News Update thingamajiggies. Today we're gonna do another tank update. You know, we love seeing how the old tank is doing. We got some pretty big Carey Price news to talk about, which is nothing out of the norm, because every week there's big Carey Price news. And we'll also talk about Kent Hughes' recent comments on Arturi Lehkonen and much more. But first, before we begin, if you're a fan of the Habs or just staying up till midnight Newfoundland time just to watch a Habs game, then please consider subscribing to my channel as I upload a ton of hockey content and would really enjoy having some more you grasshoppers tag along for the ride. Now, what do we got here? First up, let's take a look at the new Habs goaltender that was spotted at practice today in Montreal. He's wearing lots of new goalie equipment. It almost looks like holy shit, is that Carey Price? That is Carey Price. And won't you look at that, he's stopping some pucks too. It's been a while since we've seen this. It looks pretty encouraging, guys, not gonna lie. We do get to see a couple of consecutive saves here, and the guy didn't even fall apart. Good for him. Looks like he's taking some big steps forward, and who knows, maybe he's gonna get back into action here real soon. And while this is definitely a good thing, it could also piss a lot of people off. You know why? Because of the tank. That's why. So moving on from Carey Price, let's dive right into the standings here. This video is being recorded right before the Habs and Canucks game, so these are the standings that we've got right now. And oh my god, somehow the Habs are still at the bottom of the league, despite, winning quite a few games lately. Apparently, the Arizona Coyotes, they've got the winning bug too. The Coyotes are actually on a 3-game winning streak. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. So as of right now, the chances of winning the draft lottery are still looking pretty good. However, former Habs scout Grant McKegg, who sounds like something off of a breakfast menu at McDonald's, would have this to say about the remainder of the season. Quote, "The Habs are playing .636 hockey so far under Marty St. Louis. If they play .600 hockey for the rest of the way, which he says is unlikely, and other teams in front play at the same pace, the Habs will end up 26th overall, just behind Chicago, which means they'll have 7th spot for the lottery." So there you have it. Now, while he did say it is unlikely it turns out this way, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. With Edmundson returning and Carey Price supposedly getting closer, who knows? Moving on! Another quick note that I just want to get in here. The Canadiens went out and they finally hired a director of hockey development. Say hello to Mr. Adam Nicholas. Some quick rapid fire facts about Adam Nicholas are as follows. Number 1, he done lots of work with the Leafs player development. And number 2, he's kinda got 2 first names, but hey, who's counting? And it's nice to see the Habs go out and actually hire a guy like this, spend some of the moolah. Of course, we can use him with all the up-and-coming talent and prospects, making sure they're not going to waste like we've seen in the past. And I'm not asking for much, okay? But if he can turn, say, Joshua into Joshua Wayne Gretzky, I'd be down with that. Look at him go. He's got 78 points now in just 40 games in the queue. He is killing it. Now with Joel Edmundson and friends getting healthy again, the Habs did decide to send down all Oscar Mara-Wiener, Corey Schweinman back down to the AHL. He did look pretty good during the games that he played with the Canadiens, so keep an eye on him down in Laval to see what he does. Now, speaking of Laval defensemen, why not take a peekaboo at Sami Niku right now? He's got 7 points in his last 14 games, and he looks more and more like Sebastian Bach every time I see him. At this point, if hockey doesn't work out for him, the guy's just one bottle of blonde hair dye away from being the lead singer of the Skid Row anyway. Now that we've got that out of our system, before we move on with the trade talk, I just wanted to point out that while there hasn't been a whole lot of Jake Allen news lately, Renaud Lavoie has been speculating that Jake Allen's estimated recovery time is about another 2 weeks. While, a lot of people were considering trading Allen at some point this season, you might as well forget about that because this injury likely threw that idea down the drain. So, Eric Ingles sat down and kicked up his feet to speak with old Mr. Clean himself just a couple of days ago And Ingles, he tried to siphon out as much information as he could. When he asked Hughes about Lehkonen, Hughes would say that he's not trying to move him at the moment. He's not actively phoning up GMs and seeing if they could use some turkey. But just because he's not shopping him around doesn't mean he's safe here. Because Hughes would say he wasn't trying to trade Toffoli either, and it just happened. And as we all know, Lehkonen is one of these kind of guys this year. He will definitely spark some attention from GMs across the league. He's got a nice contract, he's an RFA after the season's over. But in the end, it all boils down to the offer that's made. Anyway, guys, that does it for this Habs News Update. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to break at least one bone in the thumb of that like button on the way out of here. And hey, see you next time.